Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Clash Royale Crown Championship Global Series. My name is Final Carpet, and I am your host for the North American region. This is where we've got to watch the top 10 North American players compete and win try their chance to win a huge chunk of change. We only have 2 weeks left, which means they're getting that much closer to winning that grand prize for this double round robin for the phase number 4. We're going to see first place go home with $15,000, second place with $10,000, and you can see how much money they make just even making it this far. 9th and 10th place make $3,500, 7th place $4,000. These players are getting closer and closer, and there's only 2 weeks left for this, which means now every single game is going to mean that much more, and a lot less is actually in their hands. They don't have as much time to actually figure out which place they're in and who's playing what. They just need to perform to their best. I'd like to cover the stats from the week prior. So this is actually probably the biggest changes that we've seen in the stats as far as win rate goes. But usage rate, pretty similar to the previous weeks. And again, we see Miner coming in the #1 use rate card, but it still went down by 8.5% from the usage rate prior that week. #2 for use rate, we see Graveyard going up 16% to nearly 20, and we see Three Musketeers going up 11% to 14.2. Those are our top 3 used cards. Now, win rate, everything seemed to flip on its head ever since that last patch. We see Lava Hound coming in at #1 with an 83% win rate, going up 50% in wins from the previous week. We see Sparky going from 0% the previous week to 67%, and then Balloon coming right behind that at 62.5. And remember to stay tuned, because BBXH in her segment By the Numbers is going to break down what that means more in depth and how that's been affecting the meta of the CCGS. Remember, only 2 weeks left, which means not a lot of points to distribute. The leaderboard flipped around a lot towards the end of last week. Oxalate was in #1, but he went 0-3 last week, dropped 4 spots. He was pretty devastated, but he still's got 2 weeks to try and prove himself. We see Music Master in the lead by not just 1 win, but also 1 less loss. So even if Crap were to get the next win, he's still relying on Music Master getting a loss to try and catch up. We see B-Rad, Oxalate, and C-McHugh. Look at the tie for 4th place. Oxalate, C-McHugh, and Wings, all 7 wins and 6 losses. They don't have many more games, maybe 5 each, to try and pull themselves ahead of each other. But remember, in the red, if you end in the red by the end of next week, you're done for this season of the CCGS. You'll be eliminated. So you'll see that they're getting real close, and there's a lot at stake. Speaking of, match #4, J. Monty and Colton. You saw those 2 players in the red. That match is going to be huge for them. Whoever wins that is going to start either closing the gap between them or increasing that, putting J. Monty either in a better place or finally getting Colton to where he assumes he wants to be in the blue. We'll start off the day with B-Rad and Crap. We'll get Trainer Lewis and Music Master. See if Music Master can try and keep this streak. He is in the lead by a pretty decent margin right now. Wings and Oxalate for match #5. Remember, 13 matches, so in the latter half of the day, we'll see matches 6 through 10. Oxalate and Colton W. We joke about them looking kind of similar. Could be brothers, but we'll see if the brother feud will commence and who's going to come out on top. C-McHugh trying to close the gap as well. Crap right behind Music Master in 2nd place. Bernstein Cat really wants to pull himself from the bottom. Nothing's actually been solidified yet. No one's been either locked into the top or completely eliminated yet. We're the only region that still has people open to move around. So this is all their weeks to really prove themselves. Bernstein Cat needs these wins. He has Wings again later. So a lot of tough matchups that he has just throughout the entire day. Now we remember, last season, everything was just essentially a blind deck choice. You just went in with a deck, nothing too crazy. But now we went with something slightly different, and I'm sure you all know, but just a quick refresh, we've got BBXH on standby to let you guys know how that works.
Hello everybody, welcome to week #6, and that's right, this season we have double blind bans. The way that it works is all 13 matchups today, both players get to choose 1 card to ban globally for both players, and if they ban the same card, that 1 card only is banned, but they won't know what the ban card is until just before they're about to build their decks and go into battle. Make sure that you follow us on all of our social media at Clash Royale, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to keep up with the tournaments today and in the future. Speaking of, somewhere in our show today, we have some exciting news about World Finals, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, let's get into our first match with Sweej and Rumham.
Thank you so much, BBXH. And that's a little, she handed out a little secret there that you want to find out later, right? But let's talk about the importance of this week. 2 weeks left, and mathematically, everyone has a chance to still make it to the next stage of this competition. Bernstein Cat, even with 10 losses, he can still make it if he does really well, right, Rohan?
Yeah, no player. It's the only region that has not had a single player be mathematically eliminated, or no player has actually locked in their spot yet. So even the #1 music master on the leaderboard, he could lose all of his remaining matches and not make fall finals. But at the end of today's event, we will have some certainty about who is making fall finals and who is going to be out. This matchup between B-Rad and Akrap is going to be a huge one because these players are tied for second place right now. And while making fall finals is great, having favorable seeding, way better. So these players, you know, obviously the winner of this match will take control of that second spot, and then their destiny is in their own hands, right? If they can win out from there, they will have secured that spot.
Yeah, and this is a rematch. As you guys know, all these matches are rematches. And last time that they met, B-Rad actually lost 0-2 against Akrap. And based on how both these players have been playing, especially B-Rad the last 2 weeks, he has been on fire lately.
Yeah, B-Rad's really been making a comeback after a kind of unimpressive week 1, week 2 start. I think he's only lost maybe 1 or 2 matches in the last month of our shows. So he's going to have to be radical today if he wants to beat Akrap. Good one, Rumham. Yeah. So we're going to get into that match real soon. And when we get to the bans, really the challenge for Akrap is the challenge that everyone who plays B-Rad has. Do you ban Minor or not? Historically, most people have been banning Minor against B-Rad because he's the best Minor player in the world. But when people haven't banned it, well, they've learned about how good it is.
Like CMC actually lost to B-Rad.
Right.
So we're going to watch a quick video real quick, and we'll jump right back into this matchup.
My name is Akrap, and I'm going to talk to you guys about my 3 favorite combos to use in the Crown Championship Global Series. My favorite card combo is actually the Fireball and the Rocket. If they're playing a 3 Musk deck and they also have Pump, you can Rocket the Pump, and they're going to think that you're not going to be able to like handle their 3 Musketeers, and so they place them all on one side. They start to laugh. They say, "Thanks for wasting your spell," and then you just throw in a Fireball Zap, and then you just see them start to cry. You can just watch them fall apart right in front of you. My second favorite card combo is the Minor Minion Horde. It's one of the oldest combos in the game, actually. A lot of people use the Minor Minion Horde combo incorrectly because they always place the Minor like behind one of the towers. That's not really using it to the best of its ability. If you were playing a Princess deck, you can actually predict them by placing the Minion Horde at the bridge, so that way they think that they can play the Princess like in the middle and it'll lock on and kill the entire Minion Horde without her getting damaged. But if you place the Minor like in the middle of the arena, the Minor will kill the Princess, and you're gonna be able to have an entire Minion Horde on the opponent's tower. You're definitely taking a tower, and you might even just take the win. My third favorite combo is the Elixir Pump and the Goblins. When you place the Elixir Pump in like the corner or in the middle between the Princess Towers, they're always gonna try to go in with the Minor. But if you are quick enough and you place Goblins to protect, you will be able to protect the Pump every single time. So either they spend the Minor and like an arrows or something, and just that's a horrible trade for them, or they just have to let their Minor die, and you get to cycle back to another Pump. My name is Akrap, and these are my 3 favorite combos to use. I hope to see you using them in the arena.
Oh, that's my goodness, game! Akrap with the sweep arena.
Wow.
I learned some new stuff there. I'm like taking notes, like, okay, put the Minor in the middle, all right?
Predict
I
the
can
Princess.
do that. I can do that. Yeah, so Akrap, another really strong performer who has been kind of up and down. He's had really good weeks and really bad weeks. So we'll have to see which Akrap shows up to the first match here against B-Rad.
Let me predict the bans for you. Akrap's gonna ban Minor, and then Pump will be banned. Oh, missed it. The
50-50.
Graveyard. So Graveyard was banned because Akrap actually played Bowler Splash Yard last week. He played Mortar twice, Expo once, and 2 Hog decks. And B-Rad actually played all 3 Hog decks with P.E.K.K.A. Hog and Hog Lightning X NATO. So I'm expecting a Hog deck from B-Rad and potentially maybe 3 Musketeers or Mortar Bait, because he actually won against a Hog deck using the Mortar Bait deck.
Yeah, I expect that he might have tried to ban Graveyard, because Graveyard is one of the best counter-attacking win conditions in the whole game. You just sit back the whole time playing your bowlers and your baby dragons, and then eventually it builds up into a big counter push with the Graveyard. So it's possible that he just wanted to say, you know what, I know I'm going to be aggressive going in with either Hog Rider or Miner or whatever, and I just don't want my opponent to defend with bowlers and then beat me with the counter attack.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Splash Yard actually last week.
Yeah.
Cannon card, Graveyard, Bowler, Graveyard came out a lot of times, and those decks are actually pretty successful for the most part.
Each region is reacting to the balance changes very differently. Over in Europe this week, Sparky and Graveyard had a terrible week. Like, Sparky, I think, went 0-3 or 0-4 in games over in Europe, and Graveyard just didn't win too many matches either. Meanwhile, Latin America, they're banning Graveyard more than almost any other card. They really don't want to deal with Graveyard down in Latin America. So we'll see how North America takes it this week. Will Graveyard be banned a lot, or will it be played and unsuccessful, or will it be played and very successful, right? There's like 3 ways it can go, and it'll all just determine on the skill of the players, but no time for that. Let's get into game 1 of B-Rad and Ockrap. And Ockrap's, war Ockrap, buddy. He's got that, that Shogun headband on.
I know. And he's playing with a little less lighting than he had in like week 1 or week 2. I wonder if B-Rad here is playing a potential Lava Loon deck with the Tombstone being dropped there.
Yeah, could be. I'm not even going to lie, I used to wear headbands in college. I used to have long hair. I used to have long billowing locks, Sweet Jay. It's a true story.
Yeah, I think the Knight here, this might be his Hog X-Nado deck potentially here.
Yeah, I think it's, we're going to find
they're
out
both
right
Hog
now.
Yes.
Depending on what comes down now. He's looking
nothing to counter though. He's got it. There we go, Tornado. There we go.
Whenever there's no reaction to the Hog Rider, it's always a late Tornado. All right, the Tornado's down, and I agree with you. This looks like the Executioner Tornado Hog deck that B-Rad's been playing, so it looks like it's just going to be it.
Wow, look at that preemptive. And he's also has a Tornado to counter as well.
Yeah, that's the predictive rocket's a little crazy there, right? Obviously, he didn't hit anything, which puts him very far behind in Elixir. You can look at the Elixir bars right now and see a distinct difference in it. Ockrap's taking advantage of the counter rocket. The reason why is that, B-Rad wasted a rocket, so he's like, oh, I'll waste a rocket. Fine, I'll keep up with you.
And at this point, since the King Tower is activated, the Hog is 4 Elixir, and a Tornado counters it with 3 Elixir. So I don't know how often these players will want to play the Hog, because it's going to be a lot cheaper for them to defense against it. So it might be a rocket cycle play here. We can basically cycle rockets onto the tower as much as possible.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's going to be a ton of Hogs. Maybe there will be, but you have to wait for the Tornado to come out, or if you see how much they've spent on their Elixir.
And look at that. That Tornado just completely counters that Hog. And he has a solid push with an Inferno Dragon and a Mega Man coming down that lane.
I mean, you figure the Tornado and the Skeletons are an even 4-4 trade.
Look at that rocket.
Oh, no,
beautiful prediction. Wow.
Now, both sides have already revealed their rockets. I think that might have been a little bit of a rusty, getting his feet under him for the start of the game, because you shouldn't ever play your Executioner near your tower if you know they have rocket, because that's a good incredible value. It's a 6 for 5, and you get so much damage on the tower. Yeah,
so now, B-Rad's behind here. All Ockrap has to do is cycle rockets and maybe get a surprise Hog in the left lane as well, knowing that he has the right tower down to a low level for it to be rocketed.
Interesting choice that B-Rad's going to go with the, B-Rad didn't opt to Tornado, just wanted to defend with Tombstone. I guess it's the same, right? It's the same 3 Elixir for Tombstone compared to the other. Well, they're just really going all in the spell cycle.
And as predicted, Ockrap's going to start pushing the left lane because he's got that right tower with a rocket. And he's going to force a Tornado to come out here from here. Oh, Tombstone, I said.
Twice now. He hasn't used Tombstone.
Yeah, he hasn't used Tornado at all.
Maybe it's because he's the Executioner deck and he wants to hold it for like a crazy big Executioner swing. We are going to go to overtime because another rocket's going to come off B-Rad right here and take down the other tower. The question is now, whose deck is better in a 1 tower down situation?
Yeah, at this point, they got to play cheap defense and just continue to rocket cycle, because it's going to be almost impossible to get a Hog Rider onto the tower if they play Tornado and the Tombstone and Ice Spirit well here with B-Rad's side.
Both of them have kind of a damaged King Tower that I don't expect you're going to see that many. Like, usually if you keep tornadoing the Hog Rider to the King Tower, you might just go take the King Tower down and auto win with the 3 crown. It's crazy, though. This is actually a really educational match because these players are both playing Hog Rocket, and what it's come down to is really it's more about the rockets than the Hog Riders.
Yeah, it is, and B-Rad actually got 1 Hog hit off, and look at that beautiful Tornado there. B-Rad got a Hog hit off, so he's ahead in damage now because of the rocket and the Hog hit falling up. Yeah. And that was a very nicely timed Tornado there, just basically. Oh, but it still gets a hit! Wow.
6 Elixir rocket taking out a 4 Elixir Inferno Dragon and getting the damage to the tower. And just like that, B-Rad takes a huge lead. And now look, he's only 2 rockets away from winning this game.
Yeah, and he's going to win because I said the Tombstone and Ice Spirit, it's just, the Hog is useless. Allcrap cannot use Hog because he has such hard counters. It's a Tornado, Tombstone, Ice Spirit. That's just too much.
Yeah, I'm surprised that actually Allcrap's been, he got ahead on the first tower by not playing Hog Rider, and yet since then he's been playing a lot of the Hog Riders, and that's what's made him fall behind in this match.
Yeah, exactly. I thought he probably would have rocket side and just play really good defense against Brad's Hog, but because Brad's able to get the Hog Rider onto the tower multiple times and getting 1-2 hits, that just automatically puts him in a damage lead, and he just basically cycle rockets from there.
Yeah. I got to really hats off to B-Rad for playing this match, I think, really well. I think he recognized that it's more of a Hog, or it's more of a rocket game than it is a Hog Rider game, and neither of them have really stuck to the Hog plan for very long. Allcrap's going to say, well played. He knows the first game is over because he's got to count, I think, one more card, and now a rocket comes out for the win.
Yep, and this is going to be GG. Well played,
B-Rad. Sure takes care of it. So that's going to do it. B-Rad takes game 1. He was showing his excitement a little earlier, gave a little fist pump once he realized that it was in the cards, I guess, for him to win. But he's, hey, going up 1 game on Allcrap, it's an accomplishment. I can't do it. But he's got to win 1 more time. And Allcrap has pulled off the reverse sweep a couple times so far this season.
B-Rad reverse sweep that game because B-Rad actually looked a little worried because Allcrap won at the beginning of the game, right? Yes. He got more damage on the tower earlier and got the first tower first and was ahead in terms of rocket cycle. But then, I don't know why he played Hog because he knew B-Rad had a Tombstone, a Tornado, and an Ice Spirit. That Hog is just useless at that point. Yeah. He should have just kept cycling rockets and win.
Well, let's take a look at the replay here. We have B-Rad making a comeback, taking a tower here. Talk me through what's happening here, Sweet Jay.
Yeah, right here, this is when B-Rad, the Tornado comes out, but for some reason, not enough damage, and the Hog gets 1 hit along with the Rocket, and it immediately puts him at a huge advantage. Rocket hitting the Inferno Dragon as well. Tons of value there.
Earlier in the game, B-Rad put an Executioner near his tower. Allcrap took advantage of it with a rocket. But then later on, Allcrap sort of fell for the same trick. He put a big expensive unit just too close to the tower and ate a rocket on both the unit and the tower.
Yeah, that's a great call. And here are the stats here. You can see Allcrap, actually, B-Rad spent more Elixir that game, so it played a little more aggressive. And you see Allcrap played 14 Hog Riders that game. When he should have played less, right?
Wow,
because he doesn't have the hard comp. He only has Tornado, while B-Rad had Ice Spirit and Tombstone. So if anything, B-Rad should have played Hog Rider more often than Allcrap. Yeah,
and because both decks are really similar, there's no good way to outcycle your opponent, right? It's like sometimes there's decks where it's a really expensive deck and it's a really cheap deck, and you go, all right, he's got Tornado, but I'll just play so fast that I can get back before he gets to his Tornado. Wasn't the case there.
Yeah, let's see if they're going to stick with the same decks here. They may run Hog X NATO again here because, as we know in NA, that's the trend. It looks like B-Rad is probably running the same deck.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. Could be the same deck. And again, for him, not only did he win, but I feel like he won a matchup where he felt like he played very well. So it's like, all right, I'm going to challenge my opponent to actually outplay me because if we play the same mirror match again, I'm in good shape. Looks like it's a little different. This looks like it might be a Lava Loon deck for Allcrap.
Yeah.
Because of the Tombstone. It's funny because the Tombstone is in both decks, but the Tombstone. Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
It's a Hog Rider deck.
It's still Hog Rider.
And Tornado is going to come out here?
Yeah.
There we go.
Hog does get a few shots on there. That's kind of what I was mentioning in the last game, where if you could possibly keep tornadoing the Hog Riders over there, eventually your tower's going to take so much damage and become dangerous.
Well, this time the decks are different, slightly different for Allcrap. He does have a Tombstone, he does have Ice Spirit, and he has a Tornado, so they both counter each other's Hog win condition extremely hard. So it's going to come down to who's going to cycle spells better or who's going to be able to get onto the tower better with their Hog Rider.
B-Rad's no dummy. He's doing the exact thing. They're both cycling rockets. Yeah, they honestly might just do this. We might just see another minute and a half of them matching spell cycle
game. Okay, he's got to block his Ice Spirit because it does over 100. There we go. He has to block because Ice Spirit actually does over 100 damage to the tower.
Yeah, and then when you're sitting here just trying to edge each other out by cycling rockets faster than your opponent, the Ice Spirit is a great cycle card, only 1 elixir.
Yeah, and for 100 damage, that's worse.
It's great. It's better. It's half the price of the log for the same damage. You have to block it. I think Allcrap though might be a little better at blocking the Ice Spirits because he's got a cheaper tank like Ice Golem or blocking with a Knight's kind of an expensive elixir choice.
Yeah, and there the rocket comes out. I don't think. Oh, he's gonna rocket the Executioner right off the bat. That's a 6-4-5.
And he didn't hit the tower, so he didn't get the added advantage of killing the tower.
So he's kind of behind rockets now because now B-Rad has extra rocket throw here.
And again, why is Allcrap going for the Hog Rider? I really don't understand it because you feel like
Oh, he tried to log preemptively on that tombstone. And look at that. Hog Rider does not even make it.
He's down 6 elixir now, or he's down 6 for 3. He's going in with another one right away, so he's trying to outcycle it, but he logged the first tombstone, quote unquote, that like was gone. He's going to try to play another Hog Rider right here.
Yeah, it's just too much. It's just the Ice Spirit with the King Tower and Tombstone. It's just, there's no way you're getting that Hog to that tower.
So here's the Hog. I think a Tornado should be back in the cycle at this point.
Yep.
The question is, B-Rat doesn't have the elixir until right now. One Hog Rider hit gets on there, but you're right, huge lead right now. Oh! Mega Minion gets on there, but with 19 seconds left, I think a log and a rocket won't do it though. This Ice Spirit has to connect.
Yeah, it does. If it does, oh, there you go. Nice ice going by. All crap there. And yeah, at this point, B-Rat has the advantage. He just cycle another rocket, and he's got it.
Ooh, and the Hog Rider's coming in, forcing the defensive play. So it's 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards there, 3,
Yep.
2, 3, 4.
There we
Another
go.